Hello dear listeners, welcome back to my channel DUAD. Good morning, good noon, good afternoon, and good evening. You might be wondering why I'm saying all of those. I'm not sure from where you are listening to me. Wherever you are now, this means a lot. And I'm very happy today because I'm going to record the third episode on friends and friendships. I'll be talking about friends, especially from my own experience, what it means to me, and the types of friends. After all, what are the characteristics and the qualities a friend or friends should have? So if you are highly interested in this content, you may continue listening to me. If you don't like it, you may leave this channel, no problem, because I don't want to waste your time. Okay, thank you so much for being with me. Without any delay, let's talk about friends in detail. First of all, I'm looking at the definition. It might be boring to someone, but I'm not going to focus mainly on that. In my defense, I'm going to share the exact definition of Cambridge Dictionary. It says, a person who you know well and who you like a lot, but who is not a member of your family. Despite that, I'm going to focus mainly on my experience, what it means to me. There are so many things to share, but I'm not gonna tell everything. So the definition I have or the thinking I have about friends or friendships might be different to you. So it doesn't matter. I'm so sorry if I hurt you indirectly or unintentionally. So I'm gonna tell the truth here, what I believe and what friendship means to me, and who I think and consider can be friend or friends. So I think there is no specific definition for friends. At first, what I think about friends is not likely to be the same to you. My belief and your belief might not be the same. That's what my point is. Your experience might be too odd to think that person as a good friend. On the other hand, many don't have the same experience. They are quite happy with their friends. So don't blame yourself. Try to know what friendship actually is, or what are the qualities your friend or friends should have. Before going to the characteristics, I'm gonna highlight some types of friends I see in our society. It's true that the person I communicate with and I, of course, like could be a friend. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about close friends. Yeah, there are so many people live in our society. They are not friends as much as we think our close friends are. True friends also available in our society. This is a term people like to mention sometimes because they think that a friend in need, in hard times, is a great friend indeed. They define in this way: a friend, a person helps another person in danger. There might be something else. So, true friend and close friend, they are not the same. Close friend, I think, who you have special bond and good communication, understanding. The person understands you a lot. You can share almost everything you want to. There are a lot coming, If I'm not wrong, I think you've heard introvert and extrovert persons. Those who are introvert are commonly known as antisocial because they confine themselves at home. They are not social. Hardly do they go outside. On the other hand, those who are extroverts have lots of friends. Why is this happening? Yes, the reason is very simple. If you are not amiable to the people, if you are not approachable, no one will make friendship with you. Rather, you might be isolated. You may pass your time alone. You could be a loner. In general terms, friends, so-called friends, are available everywhere. Classmates could be friends as well. The colleagues you work with could be your friends. Yeah, that's true. I'm not meaning that the person you don't like might not be your friend. It's totally conditional and depends on situation. How you think, what's your belief So don't get me wrong. I'm just talking in general. So don't get confused. Okay, there is a question. How many friends do I need actually? Well, I have an answer. One of my professors said that every single person should have a friend. I mean the close friend. If you don't have any, you are likely to experience something really odd. You mightn't survive the way a normal person usually does. You might be confined with so many troubles. You might be in hot water, or you could face indecisive disorder to some extent. So having one friend at least is very important in our life. He also added that if you have two friends, this could be a huge plus. There might not have misunderstanding or anything problematic because one friend will always be left to mitigate all the problems. This is just for instance. But what if I have more than two friends? Well, you know the scenario. It will be a chaotic or problematic. Yes, this might strange to many of you or some of you. That doesn't matter. I've already said that I am generalizing everything. If that hurts, I'm extremely sorry for that. For your kind information, you can have lots of friends, no problem. They are social friends or they're friends. You are socialized, you are civilized. That's why you need friends. In terms of having close friends, I think you can consider one or two. I guess not more than that. Or if you think you are quite comfortable with and the situation favors, you can add as many as you can. There is no boundary. Who I am to tell you to choose your friends. I'm just sharing my experience, nothing else. I think this is it for the types of friends. Let's move on. Now I think I should share some qualities of a good friend or the best friend to be specific. The question is, who can be friends? This is a simple question. If I modify a little bit, who can be the best friends? Or the question could be even modified. Who can be the close friends? Who can be true friends? So now see, if you define the type, if you know the type, you can question and know the characteristics of that. So I'm going to talk about in general again because I don't want to hurt anybody here. And for your kind information, I'm recording this podcast for my students so that they can understand how can we expand our speaking. How can we develop our ideas one by one after another, and continue speaking so that my students can generate ideas and be inspired from. However, I was talking about the characteristics. I think being honest is very important because everyone knows that honesty is the best policy. Then I have to highlight ideology, similar ideology. Look, if your intention, your dream, your way of thinking aren't similar with your friend or friends, how is it possible to continue? I think it will be a bit tougher than I thought it could be. So having the same ideology might be a great tool to make a good friendship. I've already mentioned that bonding, the mutual understanding is vital. There should be no expectations, no domination, no hatred, but good communication, of course. Moreover, the person should be self-motivated, not demotivated, and inspirational. If I continue my life with a friend, but he is pessimistic, it might impact me. So there will always be an influence, who you are in touch with. The environment is a great factor here. If your friends are good, you are likely to be good. If they are not, the scenario will be different. That means those who you like should be like you, or at least similar. If their level and your level, I'm making it plural because you might have more friends, that's why. Sometimes people also consider the social status. I think this is not important to talk about here. But I'm talking about friendship is a great factor to have influence on. If your friend expects from you highly something that you are not worth it, it will really be troublesome. But one thing I have to mention, praise a lot. You may admire your friend. It will create a value for you to him or her. It will also strengthen the bonding, develop good communication. It inspires a lot, motivates a lot, and supports. And of course, try to learn from each other. Never did I think about my friends that they are my competitors. Rather, I always tried my best to think about them as my idol, who I can follow, who I can admire for his success. And his success helps me be more successful. And even I do the same these days. This is kind of like we are learning from each other. We are sharing and caring. This is not something like competition. This means a lot to me. In terms of emotional support, I have to say a good friend should be there to console based on the situation, no matter what the problem is. FYI, I'm not meaning a social friend. Rather, I'm meaning close friend. Could be the person you like most, outside of your family, or any family member. Last but not least, many people say that the friend or friends should not be major. I think considering this aspect, we shouldn't judge a person to be a friend or not. Because I might be penniless, but I have a good heart. Or the person might be poor, but he or she has a great heart. Everyone deserves to be friends. So I believe we ought not to bring financial stuff here. Just I'm talking about myself, what I think. Money doesn't define anybody. This is my point. Have you got my point? Great. Before wrapping everything up, let's talk about everything in short. Today I talked about the definition, a so-called definition, or maybe the definition from the Cambridge Dictionary. But I defined something beyond that, based on some qualities and the characteristics a person should have. Then I talked about the types of friends we notice in our society. For example, close friends or true friends. And finally, I've mentioned a number of characteristics of a friend or friends in general. Again, I'm telling you, I didn't want to hurt you, intentionally or unintentionally. If that does, I'm extremely sorry again. I've just shared what I understand about friend or friends, what it means to me. So I'd be very happy if you let me know your opinion in the comment section below. I'll definitely check. Write on your own what you think a friend means to you. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you are still listening to me, and if you like my content and the contents I will be creating, you can subscribe the channel so that you won't miss any future podcasts. And if you like, really, you may share with your friends and family members and those who want to learn the English language, especially to practice listening to. And I'm from Bangladesh, I'm talking here. So this will also motivate them automatically. If I can speak like this way, why won't you? This will boost you up. Thank you so much once again. See you in the next episode. Bye for today.